So, questions from the fans.
Let's do it.
From all around the world.
And the friends.
Yeah. So, away good. Do you want to ask the first one?
So Anastasia from UK asks, how would you compare this film to your last experience on set?
So that could be anything really. Last on-set experience.
So
How would
this
you
year.
compare? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Comparatively, this is feeling really good. Like it's probably slightly more fun.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm also got a hand in the filmmaking, not just the acting, so I'm probably a little bit more invested.
Yeah.
But yeah, like right now, it's almost like the best to date, which is where it's supposed to be. Because I think each, like your current film's always supposed to be your best. What about yourself?
I'll tell you what, in the last time I was on set, they wanted me for my hands.
Right.
They wanted me for my fingernails. So it's nice to be wanted for more than just your fingers in your face. It's nice to have lines on this one.
Yeah.
It's nice to get along with everybody.
Yeah.
And you're really easy to work with, so it's always fun.
Likewise. Very cool. So you're talking about good to have some dialogue and get into a role.
Yeah, it's nice to actually be wanted for like the acting side of me rather than just the be a model and hold something and smile. Like
because you've done so much modelling and
I've done
so many commercials. That's cool.
Yeah.
Next question I'll ask. Darko from Melbourne says, if you could pick one actor of all time to either act with or direct, who would you choose? I know the answer.
You know yours? You want to go first?
Mine is Jack Nicholson.
Why is that?
Just love him to death. Grew up watching him. I just think he's one of the best actors of all time. Old school Hollywood, but was still at an age where he could work with the likes of Boris Karloff, but still be present even up till, let's say, maybe a decade ago. But his career is so extensive.
Yeah.
Someone compared me to him once, and I was like, so that was fun. But yeah, he's probably one of my favourite actors. He's just a genius.
Yeah. I'm an Indian girl from the 90s. It has to be King Khan, Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
Shah Rukh Khan. I wish, call me, yeah.
That's awesome.
So, Asta from Melbourne asks you, Nate, where did the idea for the film come from?
Good question, Esther. Going back, how do we? Well, I think the idea has come from the documentary I did, which was Aliens Down Under, and talking to the distributor about wanting to do a fictional version almost. So it was kind of like, my take on the sci-fi genre as an extension of the documentary. But in the documentary, we do talk about the Westall event, which was in 1966. So that's been implemented into the narrative of this film. So, that's where the origins came from. That was the idea. Yeah.
Lovely.
Your turn.
So Gabriella from Florida, she asked, what's your take on the Hollywood dream? Hollywood.
It's a good question. I'm actually glad to answer this one. I think the Hollywood dream as such, it's a renaissance that may have passed. I think like when I meet people and they're like hell-bent on starting out and going to LA, I'm going to do LA, man. It's a bit of a thing. Like, yeah, of course there's more work there. I get it. Same with Bollywood, right? It's an industry. It's huge. But I think that Hollywood-esque dream is different because the planet's changed. I think now, it's post-COVID and...
Everyone has an iPhone.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. It's just, that I think that question relates more to older days. What do you think?
Yeah. I think like Wolf of Wall Street for me is the like peak Hollywood film where it's all
up
over
to that date when it was made.
I think that film for me in general is
right.
Even like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like how the characters are like over the top, eccentric.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with Tom Cruise. They were referring to him as the last Hollywood star.
Yes.
And sort of Leo and Brad, they're all in that era. So it sort of makes sense.
Correct. And I think it's when the star makes the film. But I think now, you know how you say the planets have changed. It's the film makes the star. Now it's no longer about the stardom and the hero-dom and all of that comes with it. It's more about the script and the film. Like the art.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you'll have to ask this one.
So Jake from LA, he asks you, Nate, is it true you had a screenplay written for Corey Feldman to appear in? What was that role and what happened?
Yes, Jake, and this guy's great. He's actually was Corey Feldman's personal assistant. So Jake's cool. Yes, my friend, yes. So the movie was Black Mass. That was one of my scripts I had in the early days that was financed but didn't go ahead because the co-star died. But we moved on from there. Kept filming, kept making movies. But yeah, Feldman was playing, I think the character was Trent, so that's in my Black Mass script. Yeah, horror film. But, you know, we're loosely in touch in different ways, so that's okay. You know, things happen.
Yeah, things do happen.
It's movies. As they say, the more people you work with, the more drama there's gonna be.
You don't expect people to pass.
You don't
on.
want that, yeah, but you know it happens.
Less.
All right, so I'm going to read you one. This is cool.
This is cool.
So Kate from Melbourne asks you, will we see you do any yoga on screen?
Maybe. I couldn't do yoga for the last 2 days, so I went for a run. Maybe you see me just running behind Ryan.
So
Is that answer, Kate?
Yeah, you're not going to tell them if you do any yoga on screen in this film?
Maybe.
Maybe. Good question.
Why
though.
not? Maybe we'll add that in.
So she obviously has research. She knows that you are a yoga master. That's what I call you. Who's next? Are you ready?
Sure. Michael from Austria. So he asked, what's a role as an actor you definitely not want to play?
I can answer this straight up.
Can you?
Yeah.
Go on.
Pretty hairy story, but after I did my first feature, I got approached to be in another film that was kind of what I thought was semi-erotica.
Yeah.
But as I got deeper into the pre-pro, I discovered that it was porn.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
But how did they find you? Like,
one producer to another. So I'd made one film and he'd seen the rough cut and he liked my look.
Yeah.
And he liked what I was doing, and it was a love triangle. So he wanted me with 2 other women, and he figured that was a good dynamic and the look that he wanted.
Yeah.
And so they kind of tried to massage my ego and get me into this film, but I quickly realised it wasn't for me. So that's my answer.
What's a role as an actor you definitely not want to play? I don't think porn is acting. But I think it's like a different genre altogether. Like it's another,
that's right, it's another genre.
Yeah,
it's another,
yeah.
that's correct.
So I think as an actor,
But as an actor, what's a role though? Like if someone came to you and said, I want you to play this character, and it was like, I don't know.
I would play everything.
Yeah, pretty versatile.
I would hate to get typecasted into only one thing. And I think for me, however small or big the character is, the role is, I'd want to dip my toes into everything. Yeah.
Good answer. The sponge.
Yeah.
To the process.
Maybe
Good
I'm
answer.
Maybe I'm just too new to the system and the industry to know what I.
You're not that new.
No, but you know what
I hear you though. I get it. Yeah. I think it's more case by case. Like you get presented a script and the filmmaker, and you look at it and you go, "Do I want in or out?"
For me, it's more like there's some people I would not want to work with.
That's
not
true.
The role
I'm the same.
To work in or as. It's people who I'd work with.
Great answer. Who's asking this one? Are you?
So take it. So Nick from Africa says, so what were your first impressions of each other when you met?
What a great question. Shall I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
First impression when I first met you was, wow, what a beautiful, intelligent human being. Your fashion stood out. You were really well dressed. I thought this girl knows her fashion. Yeah, you had like the great, it was the black pants and the nice long, And that was the first thing.
And bird keys.
And and then just like manners, you know, kiss on the cheek, not sort of rigid, standoffy, like, open, like friendly.
Yeah.
And just a banter, and just quickly sort of.
I hate that word.
You hate that word?
Banter.
Really?
Yeah, because banter makes it sound like you're poking. But
No, but it's like just when, because you've just
Yeah,
met
good
someone
chat.
and you've got that little dialogue exchange and you are trying to sort of figure out, do I like this person? Do you know,
Yeah.
like there's that. But, everything was positive.
Yeah.
So good impression.
I think what the audience would definitely want to know is we met first in casting.
Yes.
So for me, I think it was coming on time, coming prepared, knowing my lines.
Yep.
I think everything else that you spoke of, I would naturally give a hug when I meet somebody.
But that's what I like about you.
I'd naturally sort of, I don't know,
relax.
I like the way I dress. I
Yeah,
think it's like
yeah.
comfortable. So I think I really
Whoa.
appreciate you appreciating me, not just as an actor, but as
a person. Because you're very centered.
Appreciate that. Thank
And
you.
I think a lot of what you do, like in your own life, that,
Yeah.
lends to, having the right temperament to do
Yeah.
creative arts.
I appreciate that.
But also, even when you left, we kept talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a lot to say, and you just kind of, you go away because I think that saying of, it's not what you did.
Yeah.
It's how you made someone feel that you remember.
Yeah.
I've got that as I've always gone for that slogan. In fact, I remember buying my mum this as a fridge magnet. It's on their fridge at home, and it's like people won't remember what you did, but how you made them feel.
100%.
So that was a lasting impression.
And I think, as you said, when we were leaving, we were just outside the elevators. I remember asking you, like, do you have any tips for me? Do you have any, like, how can I improve? And I thought, I did do the best I could have in my, say, audition.
Yeah.
But I think I left still asking you how to improve and how to get better.
Yeah.
And I thought you were so open
Oh, right. Yeah.
and welcoming
Right.
and
Nice.
just honest with me, saying, you'd be good at this and you won't be good at this. And this is this is who you should call and what you should do. And I
So
thought
it wasn't just like, cool, thanks, see you out the door.
Correct.
Engaged.
And
yeah.
so my first impressions of you, I definitely saw you as more of a mentor and somebody who's more learned in the industry that I could learn from, regardless of whether the film goes.
All right.
goes
So
on.
whether we had done the movie or not, you had a feeling that we would have kept in touch, and I could have
I would
mentored
have,
you somewhat anyway as a
Yeah.
friend or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's nice. That's
and,
very nice.
and I
love
think
that.
you were
Thank you.
you were very open in
Thank
welcoming me.
you. Thanks, hon. That's really
Yeah.
nice. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask you this one.
Go on.
Noemi from Italy, have you worked on a film abroad, and if not, where would you like to work?
I
You
would
go first.
definitely love to work on a Bollywood set.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing. You have a spot boy, you have a water boy, and the last time I did work on set in Bombay, they all just called me baby, and that's what they called me at home. Everyone at home calls me baby. So I would love to be on a Bollywood set again. Have you worked on a film abroad? Have you worked on a film abroad?
Well, I did work on one in China, in Beijing,
Amazing.
and it was really super special, and I would probably go back.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that opportunity to go back if my Mandarin had have been better. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sort of still practicing a little bit, but I loved it so much in China because it's so tight and so professional, and there's so many people
Yep.
that you can get things done a lot quicker.
Correct.
So it's kind of like, you walk in and there's like 100 cameras and 200 people, but
Yeah.
it seemed to be seamless.
Yep.
So it was strange. It was just very different to obviously shooting in Australia, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
that's just coming off the top of my head. I mean, I love to work in a lot of
Yeah.
countries, but that, I really enjoyed that. So I probably,
Yeah.
that's my answer.
If I had to add, I would definitely say Spain.
Oh,
'Cause I
right.
think they're so passionate. Like, I don't know if you've seen La Casa de Papel, like Money Heist. They're just such passionate actors. It's not about how they
the
present
European
themselves.
style, yeah.
It's how they
Yeah,
project their character.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I feel that because I remember even when I started out, I had an Italian filmmaker who came to me and said, your style is very European. It's not
Yeah.
Australian. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Australians are a little polite,
It's a
little
bit too
careful.
conservative.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
you've got like in Europe, it's a different ball game. It's
Yeah.
really, and the other thing is too. I mean, I don't know if it's. I'm trying to pick on our country, but a little bit conservative, and also like, what movies are you watching? Because I'm pretty sure the films you're watching aren't. You're watching, if you're here, you're still watching films from America or Asia or
Yeah.
Europe, or you know what I mean. So it's like I find that can be contradictory.
Yeah,
Like I'm trying to make
yeah.
films that I watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's
Not
asked?
everyone can.
No, everyone can. True. Who's asking this question?
I can go for it.
Yeah, go for it. That's the last question.
Beautiful. So Pierre from Ballarat, what is your favorite character you've played in a movie and why?
And that could be anything. That could be a short feature. You know, it's any character really. I'll go first. To date, I would probably go with Joseph Lucky from Revenge of the Guaylo because it was like a childhood dream coming true. Because I've said this on camera before, but the first short film I made as a kid isn't that dissimilar from that movie, but it was like now with a budget.
Yeah.
So I shot it as a half an hour short when I was young, but I always dreamed it would be bigger. And then when I finally became an adult, and I got to shoot that film.
Yeah.
So at the moment, but we're going to wait until this one's finished because we don't know. This could be favourite. We don't know yet. At the moment, it's Joseph Lucky from Guaylo, but it may change.
Yeah.
Yourself?
I was the tall girl in Shantaram.
Interesting.
And
because you've got that model height.
for an Indian girl, definitely I'm taller than average.
Yeah.
But why I loved, shooting that character is because I could have fun, but most importantly, my hair and my makeup was just natural. So my clothes are fantastic. I was stitched in. I was put into something that's designed beautifully. I felt like myself, and my hair and makeup was all natural. So it was most
beautiful,
like me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I have to watch that. Yeah. Well, that is the 10 questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Fans.